Hello and welcome to our virtual Second SundAZe. I'm Morgan Wells. I'm curator of education here at the Tucson Museum of Art, and I'm glad you can join us today. And today is kind of a fun, special day. It's Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to you all. Hopefully you're spending it with loved ones and doing something special for yourself. Anyway, today I thought we would do something fun and make our own Valentine's Day cards using stamps, homemade stamps. So here's my example. Kind of opens up. Right now it's blank, so I can write a note, I can paint a picture, whatever I want to do on the inside. But this, I did a repeating pattern using my homemade stamps, which, let me show you one of my homemade stamps here. And then I also did some dots, like that, and some more dots. So, what you're going to need for this activity is you're going to need paper. It can be white paper, it can be construction paper, any kind of paper you have around the house will do. And then foam, this kind of foam sheet stuff. Any color, doesn't matter, because we're going to just make a stamp out of it. Cardboard, just scrap cardboard if you have it. Doesn't need to be very thick. Scissors, a glue gun and hot glue, paint, and what I have here is I have some red and white, and I mixed some pink, which red and white together makes pink. And then, of course, paint brushes and as well foam brushes. So let's get started. So I think an easy thing to do is to make a heart. You could even make letters out of this material if you're feeling super adventurous. But I'm just going to do a heart. And you can fold it like paper a little bit. It's a little hard to cut when you do it that way, but just to kind of get my heart done, just to show you, like that. So I kind of think it's a little too big, so I'm going to trim it up. So you can do any shape too. This doesn't have to be a Valentine's Day card. It can be a birthday card. It can be I miss you card. It can be just because card. Whatever you want it to be. This is a great way to make your own personalized cards. So, all right. You can even, so on this one I free did my heart, so it has a little bit of a, a different shape to it, which you can do as well. And that's kind of see how it turns out there. So not perfect, and that's okay. So I'm going to put this on top of my cardboard and kind of measure it, and then I'm going to just trim off the edges just to make it a little bit nicer. And then I'm going to take my hot glue, and you can use regular glue for this. However, this glue will stick a little bit more instantly and be permanent faster than regular glue. So it won't slide around on you. So there we go. There's a stamp that I made. You can also, if you want, make it thicker. So for example, if you can see that, I did a double layer. And what I did is I just traced my shape twice and glued it on top of each other and then glued it to the cardboard. But I'm not going to do that with this shape. So you can just leave it open if you want. It can be that way just to make a picture. However, I'm going to fold it in half like so to make it a card. And you can do a repeating pattern. You can do whatever kind of design you would like. It can just be kind of, and you can even go back in with your paints and paint freehand as well. But I'm going to go ahead and paint this with my brush. I'm going to paint it white and get a good coat on there, because you can actually stamp it a few times if you get a good amount on your stamp. And actually, the more you stamp, it kind of like kind of interesting. So there's my stamp covered. So I'm going to press it down and press it pretty good, and then take it and I'm going to press it again. Make sure it gets nice and you can kind of see over time it lightens up, but that's kind of a cool look, especially because they're stamped. So it gives the person, they know that you stamped it. We'll do some more. You can go back in and go over them if you want, or go back in with a different color if you like. Whatever you like to do. You can go on top of each other, especially as they start to fade. You can go back in and stamp on top of them and give that, let's see if I can do that now, a different look. So see what I'm doing there? So now I'm going to go in with a different color and see kind of what happens. Now I'm going to use a light pink. And when you're mixing your pinks, you can do all different colors and shades. It just depends on what you want to do. So if you want a lighter pink, you're going to use more white. If you want a darker pink, you're going to use more red. And since it's on red paper, I kind of like the light pink because it shows up a little bit more. But if you're using like white paper or any color paper for that matter, you can do something a little different. And you can kind of see the difference in color just a little bit, not much. So actually I'm going to go in and do some darker pink hearts to see what happens. See how it looks on my card. Let's see what this looks like. And the nice thing is it's like you're not going to necessarily know every time what you're going to get. Because sometimes you don't press as hard in one area, or, the color is not what you think it might be. Sometimes that's really a cool, sometimes it really turns out to be kind of a cool accident, because I'll show you one of the ones that I stamped that didn't fully stamp. All right. See how this one right here didn't fully stamp, same with this one right here. But you can kind of see my darker pinks and my lighter pinks happening in my white. And I went over this. And you could even I can even pull in a different shape. I made like a little flower shape here. This is just a one layer as well. Let's do some of those just to kind of add something different to my card. This I'm going to blot. You can also blot your stamp if you feel like you got too much paint on it, especially like this one. This one's getting in the creases a little bit, so it might not look as nice as I want it to. But that's okay. Actually, it turns out kind of interesting. Let me show you. Right there. Cool. Yeah, and like I was saying, you can get really adventurous with these stamps if you want. You can spell out people's names, you can, anything really. The letters, that's like a bit advanced, but I encourage you, if you feel like you get these stamps down, to take it on. So, there we go. So that's my finished product. And here's my other one. So you can see this one's a little messier, this one's a little cleaner. You can make any kind of design you want. You could just, I made this stamp as well. Actually, let's stamp it on the inside and see what happens, where it's an open heart. So you could do bigger stamps if you like, whatever works, let your creativity flow. And make this for your friends, for a neighbor, for your mom or dad, your best friend. You want to drop it in the mail. That would be a really nice gesture, people. Especially this time, going through everything with COVID and everything. It might be nice to give somebody you're thinking about some mail. So there you go. So as you can see, I focused on hearts. You can focus on whatever you like. And yeah, make somebody a Valentine's Day card. Anyway, thank you for making art with me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to hopefully seeing you all in person very soon. And stay safe and stay well. Thanks again.